Tim Pratt, and I gotta tell you tonight, we are going into some of my favorite territory when it comes to beers. Tonight we're going to be looking at a triple. More specifically, we're going to be looking at the Bink Tripel. It's out of a teeny tiny brewery in a town in central Belgium that I don't even really want to attempt to say the name. I'll get it wrong. But it's also distributed under another, name, aka, I guess, Kerkom's Tripel. Hence the brewery is Brouwerij Kerkom in that little bit of a town. And a nice little story about the head brewmaster there. He's been noted as saying that he's been saddened by the lack of hops and the use of hops in Belgian brewing as it's been going. So he's single-handedly taking it upon himself to bring hops back when it comes to Belgian brewing. And if the illustration on the front of the bottle has anything to say about it, it says Bink Tripel and it's surrounded by hop cones and a hop vine. So he's at least hinting that he's going to try to bring the hop on this triple. With that said, let's go ahead and pour a little bit into the glass here. I gave that a pretty vigorous pour, and it's a really soapy, about a half-inch of head that's coming off on this thing. Really not much to speak of. Very soapy, very big bubbles. And really, I gotta tell you, it comes across as far as the flavor, or at least how it looks, pretty seasonal. It looks a little bit like an apple cider with a little bit of foam on top. It's not very clear. It's really kind of a hazy, dark amber kind of straw color. And as expected, because of the hop cones and flowers on the bottle, there is a definite hoppiness to the nose of this. That's not all that's there, though. That's definitely not what's shining forefront in this one. There's very bready malts that are coming through on the nose, along with some hop. There's some kind of toasted sugar, almost caramel, kind of very light caramel kind of nose. It is a bit earthy. There's some citrus in there, probably, of course, from the Belgian strains of yeast, whatever they're using in there. It's a pretty complex nose, and I can imagine as it warms, I've had it sitting out, a few minutes before I opened it up here, but I'm imagining as it warms, it's going to get even a little bit more complex. But so far, it smells a lot like what a triple should smell like. So with that said, again, I'm going to dive into this one and see how it tastes here. Yeah, there's a definite hop that's coming through on this. It's very, very noble hop, so it's not going to, it's not very bitter. It's all on the back end, so, it's not overwhelmed by hops. But again, if you've had some experience with triples, the Carmelite, Daedala makes a great triple too. They don't necessarily have, much hop character, and I will say this one stands out because it doesn't necessarily fall in line with those other, more traditional or at least more well-known or wider distributed Belgian triples that are out there. This one has some hops. It's got a little bit of yeast in the background. That bready character. It definitely follows through with that. There is a lot of effervescence as you drink this down, though. So I can say I'm not necessarily disappointed by the super soapy and at this point pretty thin head that was there, because it does carry through some some of that almost kind of foam when you're drinking it. I will say for almost having a lack of a nice solid meringue-like head that you would expect on some triples, there is a lot of lacing that's left on the glass, so this beer does carry a punch. Although I will say there. A little bit of a mislabel on this bottle. As it's labeled Bink Tripel, it does say that it's 7% alcohol. If you actually do any research on the beer, it actually says it's 9%, so it's probably somewhere either 7 or 9%. If it's 9%, it's pretty well hidden. The alcohol is not very strong on this one. There is a little bit of alcohol in the nose, and a very little bit on the finish, but I gotta tell you, it's a pretty balanced triple. A little bit hoppier than expected, so if you want to get something that's a little bit different but still definitely carrying through with the, what a triple should carry through with. Give the Bink a try. It's pretty good. That sounded kind of silly. Give the Bink a try, but hey, anyway, I'm gonna sit here with the rest of the bottle and kind of see where it goes as it warms and carries through a little bit. But again, I'd like to thank you all for coming back to another session of the Hopry, and can't wait to see you next time. Cheers.